let's make the best pizza you've ever made. Let's go. The other week my girlfriend and I, we made this amazing pizza at home, and I sent some pictures to my brother and his girlfriend, and they just almost demanded me to make a video about it, so here we go. The dough might have some new things that you haven't tried before, but that's okay. I'll take you through every step and just chill. I got you. The inspiration for this recipe comes from this book, Flour, Water, Salt, Yeast by Ken Forkish. It's a really good recipe. I've just made some small adaptations, and yeah, let's go. But we don't start until evening, so see you later. Okay, let's start making this pizza. In the end, we'll have 5 delicious and amazing pizzas. Let's go. At first, I measure out the water and make sure there's about 700 grams to a liter, and then I make sure it's around 32 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. I then take about 3 tablespoons or 10 grams of water and mix it with under a gram of yeast, or about a scant of a quarter of a teaspoon. I then start to measure out 1,000 grams of flour and make sure it's around there on the weight. And then I measure out the 700 grams of water, which is to be added to the dough, and now I mix it and make sure to catch up all the dry flour so no dry spots remain. By mixing flour and water this way, I've started the autolyse, and now I just have to make it rest for 30 minutes. Fun fact of the day. Autolysis is something you do by combining water and flour and mixing it up until no dry spots remain, and then by just that you add strength to your dough. If you let it sit for like 30 minutes or so, you add strength to your dough and activate the natural enzymes, and it's just so amazing, and it gives your dough so much strength and so much body. It's strength without doing anything. It's amazing. Oh shit! That's pretty cool, Lucas. Now on to the actual fun part. The dough is rested now for 30 minutes and done its autolyse. Now it's ready to be mixed with 20 grams of salt and the yeast mixture. I then mix it by the pinch and fold method, where here I fold it over itself and then I pinch it together with pinches all along the dough. This took 3.5 minutes, but could have gone faster if I used an even finer salt, so do that. Now 30 minutes more. Now we're gonna start doing some stretch and folds to build extra strength. It's gonna make the gluten network amazing. The sun is going down behind me, but we still need 2 folds, so let's go. Now it's time for the stretch and fold. Make sure you have very wet hands and start by folding and stretching it up from the bottom, pulling it out to the end, turning the bowl, and then doing it over and over until it doesn't want to give anymore, and then you stop. Make a little pre-fold, making it nice and round. You do a pre-fold by tucking your hand under the dough and turning the bowl around it to create strength, and stretch it over the top, and then it gets nice and glossy on top. Look at that bubble. We then wait 30 minutes more. I then do the same stretch and fold and pre-shape again as before. Look at how beautiful that is, so shiny. This is gonna be a good pizza. Sleep tight. Okay, that's pizza gonna stay the night until it's double or tripled in size. So I'll see you in the morning when we start shaping them into balls. Okay, it's the next morning and I'm getting ready to divide the dough, so let's just get going. My dough has now grown a lot overnight, and now I'm ready to divide it onto the sheet pan that I'm going to flour now. This sheet pan is where I'll place my divided dough balls. I then take out my work mat to not scratch the table, and then I flour it so the dough won't stick that much and it will be easier to work with. I use these tools a lot when I bake. This one I use for taking out the dough, and that one I'm gonna use to divide and form the dough into dough balls. I work the dough out to the floured surface, and then I get ready to form it into dough balls. I flour my scale so it won't stick when I try to weigh the balls, and then I flour the top of the dough to make it easier to divide into the balls. I'm gonna shoot for around 340 grams per dough ball because that's the optimal size for a pizza I've found. Look how excited I got. That's so amazing. I'm gonna show you how I form it into balls on this dough instead of the other one. I take it from the weight, and then you can see there's a little extra dough on top of it. I'm gonna fold the flour on top of it like a folding method to make it encased in the dough. I then roll the dough ball around and then start to seam in the bottom to make it nice and shiny on top. And I just do that until I'm satisfied with how it looks. I then put them all over to the rest of the doughs. I then cover it with a towel and make it ready for the fridge. Make sure you then grab a damp towel. Now just put that into the fridge and make it sit for at least 6 hours or up to 48 hours. Then when you want to make pizza, just take them out and get ready. Hello! Then, an hour before cooking, put the pizza stone in the oven and turn your oven to the maximum that it can. Start at maximum 325 degrees Celsius. My girlfriend Sarah then came over and helped me finish up the pizzas. We then started to prep the ingredients we wanted on our pizza. We cut up some fresh mozzarella, some smoked ham, and we tried to make our own no-cook tomato sauce. It turned out amazing. We added some salt to the Italian tomatoes, some dried oregano, and some dried red chili flakes. And then in the end we blended it a bit with a stick blender until it was a bit chunky. It was then time to take the dough balls out of the fridge. Just look at how amazing they look. Oof, they're gonna make so good pizzas. Damn. It's now time to start making the doughs. First, I flour the work surface so it will be easier to form them out. Then I take my bench scraper and I scrape over the dough onto the floured work surface. I then take some flour on top of it to make sure it's equally floured all over the place, so it won't stick to any surface. I then dimple down on it and make sure I have a crust on the outer edge, and then I lift it up and pull it down and make gravity do all the work for me. Just don't pinch too hard with your fingers, then it won't break. I'm gonna do the final adjustments here. And now I'm ready for the peel. If it fits for the peel, it fits for the stone. Now I'm just gonna have to move it over onto the peel. I'm gonna flour it first so it will be easy to move over to the correct places. It slides directly on and it can still move around. Now I'm ready to load on some tomato sauce. It's uncooked, so it'll just cook in the oven. I'm gonna take 2 ladlefuls. I could have taken half or more. My girlfriend said it was a little amount of sauce, so I corrected that in the other ones. I then added the fresh mozzarella. It's in there. Let's go. Nice. When your pizza now looks like this, turn on the broiler so it will look even more amazing on top. Woo.
That's what good pussy sounds like. Mama. Good pizza.
And thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.